Lady Kitty Spencer, from Diana's shadow to high jewelry power. Being born into a legendary family often means living someone else's story. For Lady Kitty Spencer, that story has always begun with Princess Diana. The comparison was inevitable, the expectations relentless. For years, the world watched her for echoes of the past, familiar smiles, inherited gestures, visual nostalgia. But Kitty chose another path. She did not compete with memory. She refined it. Slowly, deliberately, she learned how to speak through jewelry. Not as decoration, but as presence. Not to impress, but to define. And then, in one unforgettable moment, she did something rare. She allowed a single necklace to speak for her. A monumental piece of high jewelry, heavy with diamonds and an electrifying Paraíba stone, appeared not as excess, but as confirmation. And in this video, we will look closely at that moment and what it truly reveals. This is not just the story of a woman stepping out of a shadow. It is the story of how modern power announces itself quietly, sometimes resting at the collarbone, impossible to ignore. Before we begin, a quiet invitation. By subscribing to the Jewelry Mind, you gain access to a deeper understanding of high jewelry, not just as luxury, but as psychology. Here, we explore how women use precious objects to express control, restraint, and silent power, revealing what jewels say long before words are spoken. Lady Kitty Spencer entered public life carrying something few people ever inherit. Not simply a surname, but a myth already complete. Long before she made a single personal choice, the world had decided what it hoped to recognize. An echo of Princess Diana, a familiar face, a remembered softness. In families shaped by public devotion, visibility is never neutral. It arrives with expectation, with comparison, with an unspoken script written by others. What distinguishes Kitty is not a dramatic rejection of that script, but her refusal to perform it. She understands how easily a woman's image can be transformed into a symbol, and how symbols are rarely allowed complexity. Rather than compete with memory or nostalgia, she chooses distance, precision, control. This is why 2018 marked a turning point. When Lady Kitty Spencer became an ambassador for Bulgari high jewelry, the message was unmistakable. This was no decorative appointment. Bulgari does not entrust its rarest creations lightly. Its language is architectural, confident, unapologetically powerful. On Kitty, the partnership reads as intention, a conscious decision to communicate through craftsmanship, heritage, and stones that carry their own authority. In her world, jewelry is not embellishment. It is authorship, measured, deliberate, and impossible to dismiss. The turning point arrived not through excess, but through scale. At a high jewelry event in Monte Carlo, Lady Kitty Spencer stepped into view wearing a necklace that refused to be misunderstood. Designed by Dolce & Gabbana, the piece combined approximately 4 carats of diamonds with the unmistakable intensity of Paraíba tourmaline, a stone prized not for tradition, but for rarity and electric presence. This was not a jewel chosen to flatter. It was chosen to anchor. Paraíba tourmaline does not soften a woman's image. It sharpens it. Its color resists nostalgia. Its value lies in scarcity, not sentiment. Paired with diamonds of monumental weight, the necklace functioned less as adornment and more as declaration. What made the moment remarkable was not the size of the stones, but the discipline with which they were worn. Kitty did not compete with the necklace. She allowed it to stand, heavy and luminous, as if confirming something already decided. In that instant, high jewelry became language, clear, deliberate, and authoritative. Observers noted the impact immediately. Tatler described the appearance as a defining high jewelry moment, one that demanded attention without requesting it. The necklace did not attempt to rewrite history. It asserted presence in the present, Here, jewelry ceased to reference inheritance or resemblance. It marked a boundary. A woman no longer framed by comparison, but by choice, measured in carats, restraint, and control. What follows a moment like that is not applause, but interpretation. High jewelry, at this level, is never just about beauty. It is about intention. And intention, when repeated, becomes identity. For women born into legendary families, the greatest challenge is rarely visibility. It is escape. From repetition, from inherited expectations, from emotional patterns that quietly travel across generations. Some families pass down crowns and jewels. Others pass down silence, unfinished grief, and stories the world refuses to let rest. Lady Kitty Spencer understands this instinctively. Her choices suggest a woman aware that resemblance can become a trap, that beauty can turn into an impossible standard if left unquestioned. The camera may adore a familiar face, but history is less forgiving to women who are not allowed complexity. And so, she chooses discipline. She chooses authorship. Jewelry becomes her most controlled form of speech. Not sentimental heirlooms weighed down by memory, but pieces chosen for strength, rarity, and clarity. Stones that do not soften her image but stabilize it. In this sense, the necklace in Monte Carlo was not an isolated gesture. It was a boundary drawn in diamonds and color, a refusal to inherit a script written by admiration alone. She carries the face of an icon the world still mourns, but she does not carry the fate. Where the past was exposed, she is protected. Where emotion once leaked into spectacle, she practices containment. This is not rejection of legacy, but refinement of it. In the end, true power does not lie in erasing history. It lies in choosing what continues and what quietly ends. Some women are remembered for the jewels they wore. Others are defined by the choices they made while wearing them. Lady Kitty Spencer belongs to the latter. Her story reminds us that legacy is not something we escape, but something we shape, quietly, deliberately, and with intention. If this reflection resonated with you, remain with the jewelry mind. The most meaningful jewels are not the loudest, but the ones that know exactly when to speak. If this story offered you a new way of seeing jewelry and legacy, take a moment to like the video. Share it with someone who understands that true luxury speaks softly. And if this reflection stirred a thought, we invite you to leave a comment below. Your perspective becomes part of the conversation we are building at the Jewelry Mind.